Hi, bestie. So I was raised a Christian. I became an atheist. I was a witch, and now I have reverted to Islam. And this is part 3 of how all of that unfolded. And just a reminder and a disclaimer that if you are not fully grown, you need to run this story by your parents before you watch all of it, because I'm not out here trying to traumatize anybody, okay? So where we had left off, I had just had my son. We had both almost lost our lives. I had woken up in a recovery room, and I did not have my son. He had been taken from me. He was in the NICU. He spent 2 nights in the NICU, but alhamdulillah, I always want to say thank God, but I'm learning to say other phrases. He was fine. He was okay. It was a scary couple of days. It was really difficult, but he was okay. And then we went home. And then I was recovering from this second major trauma. I now had a baby to take care of by myself full time. I think I got 3 weeks off from work, and then I had to go back to work. And luckily I was able to take him with me for a period of time to work. But it was just, I was flung into this world of being a mother and being a mother alone. And it was here that I truly began delving into spirituality again and into believing in something more, because I couldn't ignore what had happened when I first found out I was pregnant. And I couldn't ignore what had happened when I almost died in labor. I couldn't ignore those experiences. And I've heard people say that when they've had near-death experiences that they experience things, and those things that they experience usually tend to line up with what they already believe. I was an atheist when I experienced this. So it was very hard for me to reconcile what I had experienced. And honestly, I pushed it down for a very long time. But when you become a parent, the incredible love that you have for your child, that you should have for your child, is all consuming. It's, you have this little thing that is so difficult to keep alive. You're not getting any sleep whatsoever. Your entire life becomes about this little creature that has entered your life. And not only that, but you just grow to love them. I mean, I could pick out the way that my son breathes from other children. You know them better than you know yourself, and you love them so deeply. And after everything that had happened, all of these terrible things, I was at extremely high risk for postpartum depression and anxiety. And in fact, I did develop very terrible postpartum depression and anxiety. And I constantly had these terrible intrusive thoughts of something awful happening to my son. And I mean, even when I had the chance to sleep, it kept me up, And that was when I started praying again to anyone or anything or everything that could possibly listen. I lit candles to Hecate and Lilith. I left honey out for the fairies. I begged. I felt like my home was haunted, and I thought there was a ghost, and I begged the ghost to look out for my son while I was sleeping. Anything, anyone, anything that might have the power to keep him safe. And over time, I think I finally started to heal a little bit, but it was a very, very long process, and there was still a lot of pain and a lot of rage. And I did a lot of my healing here on this app, and a lot of my older videos. I mean, you can see the pain and you can see the rage. And, even some of my family members, I had talked about doing collaborative projects on social media and that kind of thing. And a lot of them didn't want to, and they couldn't really explain to me why, but it was the vibe. It was the vibes. I was picking fights just to pick fights. I was just so angry at the entire world. And on top of all of this, it just seemed like bad things just kept happening to us. Like, we just really seemed to have the worst luck in the world. Like, just, people at work got used to not seeing me, because it was like, oh, she's sick again. Oh, they got a flat tire. Oh, they got this, they got that. Like, I sounded like the person who was constantly saying my dog ate my homework, except all of the things that were happening were actually happening to me. But I pushed forward because I was a mother, and that's what you do. And through a very bizarre twist of events that wasn't entirely voluntary, we ended up a part of a community that's like 99% Muslim. And I won't go into more specifics than that, because I just think the less details y'all have about my personal life, the better. But I was so scared to be a part of this community because my only experience with a religious community was judgment and unkindness and just toxicity. And I was like, they're going to know I'm a single mom. You know, they spend a lot of time with my son. They're going to know I'm a single mom. They're going to be judgmental of me. They're going to try to convert me. They're going to all of this and that. But no, this is easily the most loving community I've ever been a part of. Like they are incredible. And if any of you ever see this video, I know at least one of you has, you are just beautiful people. You are beautiful people. And thank you so much for the love that you have shown me and my child. Whew, I'm really tearing up. Okay. So anyway, that was 2 years ago. And so over time, I think I was developing a curiosity about Islam, but I think I still was just so broken from my experience with Christianity that I just didn't even want to give it a thought. So I kind of started writing a lot and kind of thinking about, like, what do I think about the universe? And I knew that I had experienced a great energy. I knew that I had experienced some kind of contact with this great energy that I could feel in my daily life that connects me to the earth, connects me to other people, connects me to the universe. And so I knew I believed in that, but I didn't have anything more developed than that. And there was a part of me that believed that I was being tested. Like it was just a sense that I had that there was some kind of test that was happening. And I would frequently get very frustrated and just kind of feel like, is it enough yet? Have I not proven myself yet? And then October 7th happened. And I am ashamed to admit that I didn't know a lot about what was going on in that area of the world. And I learned quickly. And I can't even express. There was nothing I could do to help. So all I could do was bear witness. And so I became obsessed with bearing witness to what these people were experiencing. I mean, up all night, every night, watching nonstop videos and updates so I could make my own updates, get the word out there. And through all of this, I saw a faith like I have never seen before. I mean, these people, the kindness that they have, the love that they have for each other, and just this incredible faith and assuredness. There were a lot of users on here who started reading the Quran in solidarity, and I was joining in on the lives that Megan Rice was doing. And I think up until that point, I had avoided reading the Quran because it was like something in the back of my head knew that I would like it. And I picked up the Quran and I was like, this is describing what I felt. This is describing the energy that I felt. This is truth, or at least it's truth in the way that I understand it. And that was when I posted my Crisis of Faith video. And everybody, I received hundreds of messages after that video, and everybody was telling me, pray for a sign, pray for this, pray for that. So I did. I prayed for a sign, and then I went and spoke with a woman who is a leader in the community. And I told her, I am having serious considerations about reverting to Islam, and I don't know what to do with these feelings, and I don't know who to talk to. And she jumped up and hugged me, and in the moment that she hugged me, the feeling that I got when I found out that I was going to have my son, like a hand on my chest, like a weighted blanket embracing me, like a light filling up all of my veins. I got the exact same feeling again. That was only the second time I had ever felt that feeling in my life. And I heard a small, quiet voice, very firm voice in my head. This is your path. And a month ago, hearing this story, I would have thought the person was doolally and should go get an evaluation. And I can't explain it better to those of you who this isn't your path. But ever since I reverted, the peace that I have felt is just incredible. The healing that I have felt is just incredible. And I feel like I have a reason now. And I feel like I understand things that I didn't understand before now. And I'm a part of a beautiful community now. So thank you for listening to my story. And I am nervous and excited to see where all of this leads.
And that Muhammad is the messenger and slave of Allah. Congratulations. Takbir.